Hello, my name's Lisa, and I hope you've seen some of the other videos where we've looked at the blankets that I've finished over the last couple of years since I learned to crochet. I thought this week we'd look at the ones that fell by the wayside, the ones that haven't really made it to completion, and why they got left behind. So the first one is one that I've been doing from this book, the Mix and Match Modern Crochet Blankets. So I did finish one. I finished like my version of this one here called Desert Roads, but I thought I would make another one kind of on the colours of like the Cornish coast. That's what I was going for. So it's like sandy colours and blues, different shades of blues, and all the strips I've picked from the book to make my blanket were all kind of reminiscent of waves or rock pools or that sort of thing. That's what I was going for. I don't know if it's worked. So let's have a little look at how far it got. Okay, it's made of 11 strips. And how many have I done? I think I've done 9. Well, 3 of them aren't quite finished yet. They haven't reached their full length. So how you do it is you crochet kind of a strip about 1 meter long, and then they're all going to get lined up in whatever order I'm happy with in the end and joined together, and then a border put around it. Ooh, drop one on the floor. So I had done that one and this one. It's got like a nice texture, and this one with some waves along it, and this one with a little wavy pattern too, and this one with the wavy bobbles, and that's just a plain one. Done that one. Then I kind of get ground to a halt, and I don't really know why. I don't know, but it did. Maybe something more interesting came along. So since then I have done this one with a quite a nice cable pattern up the middle, and I've started this one. I've run out of yarn, I've got to get another ball. But this one's quite nice, it's got some little bobbles in it. And there are 2 more. There are 2 more that I want to add to it. So there's this one in 2 colours, and then there's this one with these kind of big bobbly lumps that look a bit like sea anemones. Those 2, and then actually that'll be all the strips done. So I have got this one back out again now that I can't start any new ones. So I am trying to finish this one. And actually I've got a friend I might gift it to. So I'm working on this one now. So that's that one. Now, oh, my temperature blanket. Now somebody I knew went, oh, I'm making a temperature blanket. What's that? So basically you do a bit every day to represent a temperature from that day. I chose the midday temperature in a local town centre. And I was crocheting a row every day. Now this was 2024. So I taught myself in the November of 2023 and embarked on this at the beginning of 2024. And it was going okay. I was kind of keeping up with it for a long time, and then other things came up and it fell behind. And then towards the end of the year, I had a real push to get it finished. And basically, it's quite a whopper. So I'm gonna stand up. It's quite a whopper. So basically, this is it. I hope you can see that. Now, 2024 was a leap year, so 366 days, and it's been abandoned. How many days do you think are left? 10 more rows. 356 rows done, 10 more to go, and it literally hasn't seen the light of day for about a year. So I really ought to finish it off. I suppose, why haven't I? I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. I don't particularly like it. I don't really know what to do with it. So maybe I should finish it and then unpick it and use the yarn for something else. I don't know. Anyway, there's an awful lot of ends to sew off as well. So that's the temperature blanket. 10 more rows to go. How close could it be without actually being finished? 10 rows. Right, that's that one. Right, now Arcadia. So this is, the pattern's called Arcadia by Helen Shrimpton. I've done, if you've seen any of my other videos with the pattern, with the blankets in, you'll know a lot of her patterns are very colourful. Lots of, like, each row is like a different colour. And I've done a couple of them like that. But I wanted to do one all in one colour because I felt that actually it would allow you to see the detail in the actual crochet stitches better, like the texture of the blanket better. So I chose Arcadia, and I chose this yarn by Drops. It's called Cotton Light. It's a cotton and acrylic mix. And, well, basically I got this far. Now, I've got an issue with it. I'm finding it very hard, I was finding it very hard to actually crochet it nicely. The yarn is very stranded. It's got maybe a dozen or so very fine strands, and it comes untwisted very easily. So what was happening is I was putting up lots of little loops, like the crochet hook would catch not all of the strands and it would leave like one behind, or it would pick up, you know, just one or two. And I was getting lots of little sort of threads pulled on it. And it got to the point where it was taking me forever because I kept having to go back and fix it. Now, I don't know if this is a problem for everybody, or if it's... So the yarn is twisted in one direction to keep all the strands together. I don't know if being left-handed, I'm working against that twist, and I'm kind of constantly loosening the twist as I work it. And maybe that doesn't happen for right-handed people. I don't know. Maybe if you're right-handed and you have the same problem with these sorts of yarns, maybe you want to let me know. But I'm certainly had a huge problem with this, and I've had to abandon it. But it's a shame because actually it's really nice and I love the colour, and I've got about 30 balls of this stuff and I don't really know what to do with it now. So that's a real shame, but this is one that is not coming out again, sadly. I haven't undone it, but I'm definitely not finishing it. That's a shame. That's Arcadia. Right, this one. This is a hooded blanket from this book called Fairy Tale Blankets by Lynn Rowe. This is the one I'm doing. It's a little unicorn. Basically, it's like a square blanket, but it has like a little corner triangle for the hood and one for each of the hands, so you can kind of put it on and pretend like it's dress up. So this is where I got. So here's the hood, and these are like the little mittens for the hands. It's got this fringe around the edge. I need to do another row of fringe. Now the fringe actually took forever, and I think that's kind of why I left it in the end and didn't pick it up again. There's meant to be another purple row, and then there's a bit of fringe and a horn to go on the hood, and I think some little flowers go on the mitten bits. Other than that, it's nearly done. I thought it would be quite quick and chunky to work up, but actually I found the white yarn quite coarse to work with, and I didn't particularly enjoy it. So maybe if I did another one, I need to do it in a slightly thinner yarn, a slightly softer yarn. I picked a thicker yarn because I wanted it to be quite solid and chunky and sort of weighty, but it wasn't particularly nice to work. So we'll see, but yeah, hopefully I'll finish that one at some point. Right, now Crojo Retro, that's what this one's called. It was a crochet along from during COVID time, I believe, but I didn't come to it until much after that. It's quite big. I'm gonna get up again and show you this one. It's quite sizable, and I came to it maybe a bit too early in my crocheting career, because really I found it a bit complicated, and I'm not sure I really knew what I was doing. Oh, I've got it upside down. Let me turn it in. So this is it. These flowers and these very kind of stylized leaves. I found the leaves very difficult to to follow, but I did it. I muddled through. There's probably tons and tons of mistakes, but you'd really know. But there are now lots and lots of holes that need filling, and you do that by kind of crocheting these little flowers and fitting them in. I've done a couple of them, but it's kind of slow going. I found that quite complicated, and again, I think maybe it was a bit early in my career. So I need to get this one out again because I love this blanket. It's very me, and I actually really do want to finish this one, so I do need to get it out again. But it is a bit daunting because there's quite a lot to do still. Though it looks like it's nearly all done, there is a huge amount to do. All these different holes have different flowers that fill them, and then round the edges, and then a border. So there is a lot to do, but I do really like it, and I would like to finish this one. So watch this space. Hopefully one day that will be done. That one. So that's all the blankets. 5 blankets that fell by the wayside. 4 of them hopefully I will finish at some point. Arcadia's never getting done, not in that yarn. I would like to do it. I need to get a different yarn. A couple of other projects that got started and didn't get finished. This is a African flower triceratops. There he is. He's quite sweet. I hope you can see him. All the pieces are made. Here's the body. This is the tail. This is the body with like 2 legs at the front, 2 legs at the back, and he should have a big head here that hasn't been put together yet. The pieces are all made. I just need to fit it all together and stuff it. Yeah, again, he fell by the wayside. And this little one, I bought this as a kit because I thought it was quite sweet. It was in the sale, so it wasn't much money. It's a little cat with a dress, and really, how far have we got with that? This is the body. It's got 1 leg, not the other one. The little tiny thin tube was quite tricky. Here's the dress. However, I have the same problem with this that I had with Arcadia. The yarn that came in the kit splits very easily, and there are lots and lots of little ends pulled up on it. So I'm a bit unenthused about it. I do want to finish it because, well, why not? But I'm not very happy with the finish because of all the little ends. I can't show them to you. They're just too small for the camera to see. But it's not a great finish, so it's a bit disappointing. That's it really. Those are the projects that didn't get finished. I would like to finish most of them. But definitely the first one to be finished hopefully will be the one with the strips, the Cornish coast one. So if you want to see how that turns out, or maybe I'll do a video of some of the progress on it. If you want to see how it turns out, please make sure to like and subscribe. And if you turn on notifications, you'll get a little notification to say that there's a new video available to see. In the meantime, that's everything from me. Hope you tune in again. See you soon. Bye.